Good morning. It's Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. I'm Brad Lindemann, and this is In Business for Life.
This is In Business for Life, a weekly podcast exploring how life-minded leaders like you are leveraging their time, treasure, and talent to save the preborn, champion adoption, and minister to men and women touched by abortion. Over the next 12 weeks, we are running a series of excerpts from Brad Lindemann's 2017 book, In Business for Life, What Being in Business for Life Has Taught Me About the Business of Life, available in print and Kindle. Get your copy today at www.inbusinessforlife.org. On September 14th, we'll kick off the 2020-21 IBFL season with new interviews of today's leaders who are truly in business for life. And now, Brad Lindemann.
Entrepreneurial Terror, the early days. This is number 4 in a 12-part weekly series of excerpts from my book, In Business for Life. I wrote the book to pass along some lessons learned at the crossroads of business and life. My hope being that some could learn from my mistakes and avoid a few head-on collisions. Failing that, my hope is that readers walk away from future collisions with fewer injuries and a mysterious grin. Because if you get nothing else out of my book, you truly must get this. When you lose your sense of humor, you lose. Entrepreneurs who make it big tend to look back and romanticize the startup phase of their businesses. I suppose if I ever make it big, really big, I might do the same. But frankly, from where I'm sitting, I don't get it. Starting a business is difficult at best. At worst, it can literally kill a person. If the work itself doesn't kill you, the worry will. The 24/7 burden of business ownership is impossible for non-owners to fully understand and appreciate. As to my 3-legged metal desk held up by phone books, I'm not sure anybody really cares. 3 months after starting our business, I took a rare afternoon off. Yet to close our first deal, I was beyond frustration. I was starting to feel a little desperate. Easy to understand given my lack of income and the very expensive home we had yet to sell in Memphis. I remembered what a well-known business school prophet said about entrepreneurial terror. He said that until you wake up in the middle of the night with your spine sweating, you haven't been an entrepreneur. Well, it was 2:00 in the afternoon, but I could distinctly feel my spine sweating as I was checking my voicemail. To my astonishment, I had a message from one of my prospects saying he was ready to close the deal we had discussed the previous week. My loud woo-hoo was cut short by the lump in my throat. I thought of those restaurateurs who framed their first dollar. I could memorialize our first sale, frame the contract, take a picture of the client and me. Every idea seemed cheesier than the one before. History was in the making, and I knew it. I just didn't know what to do about it. So I did what any self-respecting tycoon would do. I hugged my wife, and I took her out to dinner. Now we're rolling. I'd rather be an entrepreneur than married to one. There's no doubt in my mind which duty is tougher. Elaine has filled that role beautifully. She patiently listens to my incessant whining about the state of the business. She exercises great restraint by offering advice only when it is truly sought. When she's had enough, she knocks me back in line with her favorite question. Why do you think they call it work? As a free-spirited artist, Elaine forces me to paint at least some portion of my life outside the lines. I love her for this and so much more. Did I mention we were broke when we started our business? Consequently, from our first day in business, we were incurring additional debt to pay the bills and buy groceries. As quickly as they had come, gone were our debt-free so-called salad days in Memphis. Of the many rocks in the entrepreneur's bag, I find debt to be the most burdensome. Truly, the borrower is a slave to the lender. This slave goes to bed every night dreaming of the day when, once again, he will owe no one anything. If you own a business, it's impossible to borrow money without providing a personal guarantee. In the event of default, the lender can not only take everything you have in the business, but everything you have personally as well. This would include your home, but unfortunately, it does not include your teenagers.
In the United States, at any given moment, there are over 50 families waiting to adopt a baby boy or girl, because there truly is no such thing as an unwanted baby in America. In Business for Life is rallying pro-life business and community leaders to help stop aborting babies and start filling open arms through the brave love choice of adoption. For more information on how you can help, consider making a tax-deductible donation to In Business for Life by clicking the donate button at inbusinessforlife.org. That's inbusinessforlife.org. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next week.